Guys, YouTube's Lucas Torreira. I'm back again, deluded. Thank you very much for tuning back in, wherever, however you're watching this. And if you're tuning in for the first time ever, you might as well hit the like, subscribe, and comment already, because once you've watched one of my vids, you're hooked in, and that's a fact. But let's crack on. Nothing new. I've been talking about Lucas Torreira for time. I've done this tactics board thing with him already, but just to recap, now that he's back in training, just to recap the many ways we could use him. Let's start. Now, I want you to, obviously, he's not going to be playing in the back four, so ignore the back four. Hell, ignore these two for a minute. In fact, make it easier and clearer. They're not involved. But I've got to keep the back four to make this point. Let's just use him as the keeper. Make it look a bit better, pleasing-wise. Alright, cool. The first one you're probably looking at, in fact, yeah, obviously, we don't need, you know there'd probably be two midfielders there in the three. Firstly, I have to say as well, in fact, I'll get onto that. Firstly, you would think this. You wouldn't necessarily class him as a defensive mid because he has the ability to play with the ball in possession and to win it back and be nippy. So you'd think replace Xhaka immediately at the base, screening, protecting, putting out fires. Also, he's good on the ball, so when these man, either one has the ball, if there's no forward options, he can receive it, play it forward, or bring other people into play. He's got it all, to be fair with you in that regards. So firstly, there's that. What I would like to use him as more specifically, personally, clearly he did that thing very well for Uruguay. They were working within a nice, lovely diamond system in Uruguay. Maybe Arsenal can take inspiration. He could be used like this. Firstly, three midfielders, Ramsey, Torreira, Xhaka, or Ozil, Torreira, Xhaka, or whatever trio. Xhaka's now able to do his passing thing. Ramsey's able to do the deep, as well as receiving from deep and being deep line playmaker. Box to box. Torreira still screens possession. Bit more box to box now because he's got the ability. And to be honest, when you let people stay in certain positions, you kind of create gaps in your formation. So Arsenal, naturally, when we're in play, you need us to be higher up the field. Naturally speaking, you get it. So let's bring them back. That's the first one. Also, can't assume that he's always going to be in a three. I'm guilty of it myself. We keep assuming that it's going to be three midfielders. He could work in a pivot. He could work in a very good pivot. Now, that if that's in games against, I don't know, if we're trying to shut out games or games where we don't expect to dominate possession. Him and El Nene, for example. Games where it's a bit even. Xhaka and Torreira, for example, both good on the ball. Xhaka and Ramsey probably wouldn't be much. In fact, it would be. It could be a decent pivot, but Ramsey would have to be disciplined. There's many different pivots you could assert in that. Also, this could be Torreira and Xhaka or Torreira and whoever. In games where you need to be on point, switched on defensively, and you don't want to get outnumbered on counter-attacks, but you still want to enable freedom, this could be Ramsey. Ramsey's now free to go and say, oh, look at me, I'm a Welsh superstar. I've been here for 10 plus years. You see it? There's many different ways you could use. There's many different ways. Like, you could, look, that as well. You have the cam, then you have the pivot. Ozil, hopefully this would be Ozil. He's got the license to roam, collect the ball, this and that. Torreira, box-to-box sweeping. Torreira, obviously, he's brought primarily to do his job, sweep up the play and things like that and connect the passes. But there's so much more to his game, and I'm very keen to see it. We can use him as a destroyer. He can be used as a deep line playmaker. He can be used slightly more box-to-box in a Kante sort of role where you're just putting out fires all over the pitch. There's many different ways of implementing him. And not just him. Generally speaking, I always say this, the more players you have of different qualities than have different qualities, the different formations you can play and implement. And if you get that right and you can successfully play 3-2, 3-4 or so formations, obviously there'll be one senior one, but you get the point, you're harder to play against. Because think about it, you go against, let's go against Spurs. Spurs, all right, Wenger, we're very predictable. But Pochettino could sit there and say, okay, are they going to go 4-3-3? Are they going to go 4-2-3-1? And he's going to have to take a guess. He could be right and they could win, but he could equally be wrong and be hit by surprise. Again, let's say we played Spurs this week. Pep Guardiola, I watched Arsenal versus Spurs. I kind of know what Arsenal are going to do, which has previously been the case. Bang, you go 5 at the back or so and you crowd them out and you press them high and things like that. Okay, we've seen... Jose now sees it now. Okay, we watched Arsenal play against Spurs and whoever did City. Okay, let's based on that, let's go against somewhere else. Let's just say because of how they like to play, we find a way of implementing successfully against United. You get the point in it. 3 or 4 different examples I gave you, which we really and truly should be playing 3 or 4 different ways. Again, the style and some of the principles, regardless of the formation or what you're trying to do on a football pitch, should remain. But you get the point. Those of you that are sensible enough to understand. So yeah, man. That's probably the first and last time until we see Torreira actually play in the Premier League that I'm going to use the tactics board directly, specifically to him. But I hope I've given you guys something to take from this. On that note, guys, deluded, get in the comments, subscribe and do the rest. I'm out.